No team that has played twice is yet to make a perfect start. Can we be that one team? Hello everyone, it is TIJ Gaming. Welcome to part 4 of our Football Manager 2020 beta, or FM20 beta, with Liverpool. And today we have two thrilling games coming, only our second and third in the Premier League, but they are going to be massive. We play firstly at Old Trafford against our old foes Man United, and then we go away to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next Saturday evening for another match against Tottenham. That is huge. Already, we've got two huge matches. We know from last year in real life that we've got to win every single game where we can to keep up with Man City. But the crucial bit is that Man City have already lost points. As you can see, they're on 4 points because earlier on in the day, they drew against Arsenal. Kicked off at midday and they drew 1 each. It was actually Arsenal who could have won the match. Raheem Sterling cancelled that Arsenal lead out from Maitland-Niles very, very late on in the game. If not, Arsenal would have took 3 points away from City. But albeit, we have West Ham, City, Burnley and Leicester on 4 points. But Arsenal haven't had the best start, 2 draws, but they've certainly helped us out a little bit. But the important thing is today that we capitalise on that and go and beat Manchester United. Now, in their first game, Manchester United beat... Who did Manchester United beat in their first game? They beat Southampton. It's not the biggest of opponents, but we all know that Man United are a very solid team, despite their poor start in the Premier League in real life. Man United are favourites to win. No surprise there, but we're going to take it to Old Trafford and hopefully go and beat Man United. But of course, in our 3 games so far, we've registered 3 wins, 2 trophy wins, a win in our game in the Premier League against Norwich, and this is the first game away from home. So what team is going to start in this game? Well, it's the team you'd really seen usually. We rested Salah, of course, for that match against Chelsea midweek. That's going to be pretty important because he looks a little bit better. As you can see, a few of the players are a bit jaded, but Salah's at 99% overall condition. So that'll be really good out on that right wing. But Mane and Firmino a little bit jaded. I think the player that's obviously jaded more than most is Fabinho at 88% overall condition. We might be looking to bring him off at half-time, but I think he's going to be a very solid player in that first half. But it's the team that's really usually there. I'm just going to check the recordings working as usual. But we've got Adrian in goal. Obviously, Alisson's injured for a few weeks. We've got the usual back four with Fabinho, Milner and Wijnaldum in the midfield. Salah and Mane on the wings with Firmino up front, or Firmino. We've got our 7 subs, Lonergan, Lovren, the captain, Henderson's on the bench, as well as the 4 attacking players that have a chance to be introduced later in the game. But we're going to have a positive mentality like we did against Chelsea. Not quite attacking because we are away from home at Man United, but hopefully we play a lot better than we usually do in real life at Old Trafford. Obviously, only a few weeks ago we played at Old Trafford and we were really poor. So hopefully that's not the same today. We've had 3 wins from 3 so far, and this will be a very interesting match. But Diego Jota starts up front for Manchester United. A new signing for them. The only signing of the transfer window, actually, that was big money. And he's coming the age 22 for 48 million for United. And he makes his first Northwest Derby start today. Our team you've already seen there. And that is a pretty standard Manchester United team. To be honest, not much in terms of attacking options on the bench, which is good. Mason Greenwood, Pereira and Fred really only representing their attacking options on the bench. So I think we've got a good chance. Manchester United's defence not the best. And I think we've got a good chance of beating this team today. But what we've got to do is motivate these players. I think we've got nothing specific to mention. It's obvious that this is a match against Manchester United. As I think Wenger said before, if you have to motivate your players for these sort of matches, you have got a real problem. But yeah, we have kicked things off at Old Trafford. Manchester United actually kicked things off. And nothing happening in the interim for the start of the match. Of course, our first away match of the Premier League season. Marcus Rashford already got a bit of a knock, but seems to be recovering from that quite well. But the possession stats and shots look very good. We seem to be dominating Manchester United with 7 shots and 56% of the possession. But Manchester United have got a free kick. Lingard on the edge of the box to McTominay. McTominay puts it into Pogba, and Paul Pogba makes it 1-0 to United. Oh dear, bit of a shaky start for us. Even though we've had the better of the match, it seems, so far, we do make a shaky start. And it is 1-0 to United, the home team. That's a little bit of a shock to the system. Let's have a look how it happens. Virgil van Dijk put it back out from the free kick. We never really cleaned our lines. McTominay nicely back into Pogba, and he beats Adrian with relative ease. But let's see if we make a comeback like we did against Chelsea. From the kickoff. Let's see how we get on from this kickoff. There's a highlight, so that could be good or very bad. We could get 2-0 behind, or it might be nothing of a highlight. But Wan-Bissaka under good pressure. We're pressuring these players well, but Manchester United seems to have had a good flowing start to the match as well. Luke Shaw on the left wing cuts inside, pass Alexander-Arnold. Very good ball for Lingard. I'm worried about this. I'm very worried. Lingard makes a shot, but Robertson gets the block in and Adrian secures the ball. So we need to tell the players, I suppose just encourage them a little bit. I don't think that can do much harm. But United, again, find a lot of space on that right. We might have to just make the defensive line a little bit lower because we are being exploited a little bit there. But good clearance from Milner, but they get it back in. Manchester United, definitely the better team at the moment. That's clear from the highlights. And Rashford's through on goal, but misses. And that is very much a get-out-of-jail-free card for us, I think. So we are going to put the defensive line a little bit further back. Go a little bit wider with the defensive width as well. And I think also to make it a little bit more of a direct passing. And perhaps, I think we'll make the attacking width quite wide as well. But we're still very early on in the game. Manchester United seem to have the better of it so far. But let's see if we can come back. Even though we are only 1-0 down, we haven't got much of a problem. But of course, there is still plenty of time left in this game. So not much point worrying too much so far and making any drastic changes. But Joel Matip with a free kick. Back to Van Dijk. Matip, good ball over to Salah. Can we make anything of this opportunity? Salah puts it back to the other wing for Mane. But Wan-Bissaka puts the tackle in. Bizarre from Milner there to header. It should have just really brought it down and kept possession. Scott McTominay to Paul Pogba, the goal scorer, first time off Lindelof. Puts it through to Wan-Bissaka. Much better from our defence this time. But I'm worried about this. Robertson has committed a foul on Wan-Bissaka. Oh dear, I didn't know how bad it was. But Robertson's been summoned over to the referee. This could be big. And Robertson, it's our worst fear. It is our worst fear. Andy Robertson's been sent off. And you know what? I had a feeling at the start of the match. I thought we've got to put some left-back cover on the bench or else we ain't going to have a prayer if something like this happened. Luckily, we've got Milner who can play there. Don't want to put Milner there at all if we can help it. He's already on the yellow card, so again, that's not the best thing to do. But that is a big dent to our hopes against Manchester United. That's a little bit of a shocker. We are going to bring Fabinho through as a normal midfielder now. But we're going to have to make these wing-backs defensive. So it's really all on the attackers to make something happen here, really. We could, I suppose, put Wijnaldum a bit more attacking, but this is bad. This is really bad for us. But yeah, we're going to have to cautious. We're going to have to counter-attack him. We're a man down in midfield, and that is really not going to help us. But we're going to tell the lads we demand a bit more from them. Just try and motivate them, even though we've got 10 men and basically have made the worst start possible to this match. We're already losing and we are down to 10 men, but it is by no means over yet if we can keep Manchester United out. But that's going to look to be a struggle. We have got our 4 men on the back line, but we've got no defensive midfielder now, and that is going to make things a little bit trickier. Luke Shaw with a shot, and he makes it 2-0. It looks like this match is going to be our first loss of the season, and we're not going to be invincible, which I didn't really expect. Maybe a crashing thump all the way back down to earth, I think this match could be. But ultimately, we've had a man sent off. Not happy with Robertson at all, because that makes our chance of winning very scarce. But I think now we've just got to go and attack, because at the end of the day, I'd rather try and win it and lose 5-0 than try and block Manchester United. That's not going to do anything at this point. We've just got to go for it. And I think at half-time, we can try and motivate the lads, but ultimately, it looks like Manchester United, even at this half-time stage, are going to win the match. But this could help us. A goal from the corner, but that's an awful corner, straight past everyone. And United with a quick break. This just doesn't look any good at all. Rashford's practically run the whole length of the pitch through to Lingard. 3-0 United. What can we do? I'm gutted. I really am, because this is not the way we wanted to start the season at all. Man United 3-0 up at half-time. Not a good statement to make at all. It's not going to be us who makes the 100% start. It's going to be Manchester United. And yeah, that's a shocker. I mean, you can't really blame Milner. But yeah, we've got to try and get back into this match some way. Tell the lads that I think a bit of passion. Yeah, that first half wasn't good enough. A few players switched off. That probably wasn't the best choice then to go with. Can't really do much at half-time. We can win, unfortunately, now. It's not that much we can do. I'm going to bring Oxlade-Chamberlain on for Fabinho, because Fabinho's quite tired. And we might as well try and go for this. We might as well put Oxlade-Chamberlain in a good position. Put Wijnaldum as a Mazzala to support him. But there's not much we can do now. Again, I think the decisions we make aren't going to have that much of an effect, because ultimately we've just got to go for it. There's not much we can do. We're going to be mugged by United here, at least 3-0. It could be more than that, but I'd rather go down fighting than just defend, because there's no point defending at this point. We can get a few goals back, who knows what can happen. But within a minute of the second half starting, this is turning into a bit of a rout, to be honest, for Manchester United. And yeah, this is a killer. A real momentum killer. A really good start to the season. I know it was only 3 games, but a really good start. A win against Chelsea, a win against Man City, and a win against Norwich in the league. But this is just a pounding. Nowhere near what we wanted this derby to be. Wanted this to kickstart our season. And really puts the pressure on against Spurs now massively, because if we don't beat Spurs, then all of a sudden things start to get a little bit wary. But ultimately, we know who's lost us this game. I know we can play the blame game. Good header from Milner, but doesn't quite beat De Gea there. Robertson being sent off has lost us this game. I know we can accuse him and we might have lost the game anyway, but certainly not to this extent. It put us on the back front. We were dominating United in terms of shots. It was 7 shots to 1 before Pogba scored, and after Pogba scored, it was very much good night, Vienna. Good ball from Chamberlain, though, through to Mane, and we do get a consolation goal. We are back in the game. Very nice assist from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Might as well hit early crosses and shoot on sides. Again, we might as well just go for this. Out of possession, standing defensive line. Yeah, I'm happy with that. High defensive line? No, I don't really think we can. But it's a very nice assist from Oxlade-Chamberlain, just the reason we brought him on. He's impressed quite a bit, actually, when he's played. I do quite like Oxlade-Chamberlain as a player, but a lovely assist, a lovely ball through to Mane, and he beats the defenders. He goes one-on-one with De Gea, and he beats him. It's a consolation. Who knows, we could get back into it from 4-0 down. I very much doubt we can, but good to see the lads have still got some fight in them. Good stuff to get it away from that corner, but back into Man United and very nearly 5-1 to the Red Devils, which is never good for us, but let's see what we can do. We're still a very good team, albeit we've got 10 men. Firmino on the edge of the box. Firmino still on the edge of the box to Chamberlain. Back out to Milner. Milner can always whip a good ball in. Or maybe even score from there. Who knows? Milner, Mane through to Chamberlain. It's all a bit of a scramble in the box, but unfortunately Manchester United have now got a counter-attack. That's the only risk of having that attack. Can Jota score a goal in the derby? No, he can't. Adrian tips the ball over, but I think we did well there. A good attack. The only risk is that we're just susceptible to the counter-attack now. But as I've said, we've just got to go for this. See how we get on. And just encourage the lads, really. Encourage them to do the best they can. You know, it's not all over yet. I understand we've got 10 men. And it's going to be a long way back from here. But we just keep trying. Just keep going for it. Try and win every ball. And who knows what might happen. Great stuff from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Great fight from him to get the ball back. Maguire, they could have been down to 10 men then as well. But it was a clean tackle. Maguire already on a yellow card. Diogo Jota's through on goal, though. And another terrible strike from the former Wolves man, the new signing for Manchester United. Going to apply some new opposition instructions as well now. We've made 2 subs. No, we've only made 1 sub, haven't we? Oxlade-Chamberlain's come on. So it might be a good idea to make another sub in the next few minutes. Alexander-Arnold wins that. Good stuff. Now through to Mo Salah. Come on, let's get that ball up. Let's beat him on the counter. Salah with a very good run. Chamberlain, he's commanding the midfield at the moment. Chamberlain, out wide to Milner. Milner cuts inside. Milner on the edge of the box. He's trying to be tackled by McTominay, and McTominay gets it. That's a little bit of a shame. Lingard runs through the defence. Van Dijk tries to get it. Can't. He beats Van Dijk, and it's very nearly 5-1 again. Manchester United, had they taken their chances, could have seriously made it 5 or 6 by now. But we are going to bring Mane off. Do we bring Mane off? He does look tired. But actually, because I think that Firmino's risk of injury is high, we're going to bring Divock Origi on for him, and hopefully Origi can affect the match. With maybe Shaqiri coming on for Mane later on in the game. We've got to watch these yellow cards as well. We don't want to get another man sent off. We've already got Robertson out for the next match, which gives us a bit of a problem. But we certainly don't want any more. It could even be a 3-match suspension, which I'm worried about. Really am worried about that, because if he's out for 3 matches, Milner's going to have to play at left-back. And Milner's a good left-back, but he's not the solid left-back we've had in Andy Robertson. But looks like not much else is going to happen. But we're going to bring Shaqs on for Sadio Mane. Again, there's not much we can do here. Real shame that it's not happened. We might as well set Adrian to attack on a sweeper keeper and get very attacking for the last 15 minutes. Do what we can here. Maybe get it back to 4-3, but if it ends 6-1, oh well. We're picking up exactly the same amount of points. We fought for it, but as I said, the game was already really over when Andy Robertson got sent off. Very good shot, actually, given the circumstance from Juan Mata there. But let's see how we get on. So Juan Mata on the ball for United. Good pressure put on by us, though. I like it, especially from Chamberlain. I don't know if the highlights have buffed him up as a player. I'm not really sure. But a good ball from McTominay out to Luke Shaw. We're suffering with the 10 men here. Matip gets it out. Wijnaldum, again, another header. Not really controlling the ball. I know I'll put it to direct passing, but that's not really good enough. Luke Shaw Luke Shaw to Pogba. Wijnaldum wins the ball. Come on, let's get it up. Let's be good and get this up counter-attack starts. The only way we're going to score here. Salah beats one man, beats two. Through to Origi. Shoot, man! Oh, just over the bar from Divock Origi. We're going to have to go route one here, I think, now. Go route one and see how we get on, I think, because, yeah, that's all we've really got to do. Not have any of these instructions. Maybe not shoot on sight. But, yeah, make the attack nice and wide, but just be extremely direct. Pump the ball up and just see how we get on. David De Gea, though, with the goal kick, puts it out to Lindelof. Put some good pressure on, lads. Let's see how we can get on. But Wan-Bissaka on the wing. Again, this is going to be somewhere else where we lack from having more defence. It's straight through to Jota. But again, he misses, and he's not had the best game at all up front for Man United. I think that's an understatement. But Shaqiri, whack the ball up. That's it, son. Can Salah win that one? He can. But nothing else coming of the highlights. Again, I think we've given it all, really, against Manchester United. Against the odds. I'd have loved to have seen how that would have been ended up had we not gone down to 10 men. Because we've reacted well. I know that we've gone down to 4-1, but with 10 men, you're going to struggle. Lindelof puts it out. Alexander-Arnold pumped the ball up. 1 or 2 more goals, and it looks like a better result then for us. And, of course, goal difference a little bit better as well. But it could go the opposite way here. Can Manchester United actually take a chance and score for the first time in 40 minutes? Pereira one-on-one with the keeper. And Adrian does very well again, to be fair. He has restricted this from becoming a right drubbing. It could have been 7 or 8. But he's restricted this very nicely from becoming a bit of an embarrassing result. Van Dijk puts the ball out, but only temporarily to Pogba. Lindelof. Lindelof back to Pogba. We're doing well to limit Manchester United here, aren't we? But I think that's really going to be it now. We've only got a few minutes left. And it's going to be... We've got to eat humble pie, really, here. Origi, Chamberlain, can we make it 4-2? Again, another counter-attack on from Manchester United, but Virgil van Dijk, solid lair. Cuts it out. Adrian, you're a sweeper keeper on attack now. Just run for it, run with it. I mean, that wasn't the best, to be honest, was it really, from Adrian? But oh well. Pereira to Maguire, puts it back through to Luke Shaw. As you can see, we're trying everything now. And I don't blame them at all. Luke Shaw nearly makes it 5-1, but Jota finally scores the easiest chance in the world for Diogo Jota. And he puts the ball away. But I wouldn't be too confident if I was... Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Diogo Jota, because he has not done a good job today at all. He could have had a hat-trick, arguably, and it required a stupid clearance from Matip and an open goal for Jota to put the goal in. But that is embarrassing. It's going to be 5-1 against Manchester United. Quite possibly the worst thing that we could have hoped for. But I think we've got to be assertive. We've got to say we're far from pleased. Even though we were down to 10 men, we were against the odds. But still, to lose 5-1 is a real, real disappointment. Luckily, Robertson's only banned for 1 match. Let's watch the incident, because we didn't actually watch it in real time in terms of the 3D. If we can view the incident, we've got an achievement for being an armchair expert, which is nice. But yeah, let's have a look how Andy Robertson got sent off. We're not getting much of a highlight here, but this was the turning point of the match. Wan-Bissaka goes past Robertson. The play stops. And it was a red card for Robertson. That's all we know. Apparently an elbow was stuck out. But I think we just got to give him a warning at this point. Again, we could have given him a fine, but we'll take a warning. So after that, we've got to do better. It can only be better against Spurs. Let's go and bounce back against Tottenham and make it a good drubbing of Spurs to put the ball back in our court. Before we get on to the Tottenham match, I want to show a new feature that I've just found out with this under-23s match. Now, this screen before was usually just a list of players and where you play them. But actually, we've set 3 first-team players, Andy Lonergan, Adam Lallana and Dejan Lovren, to go into the under-23 squad for 60 minutes just to buff them up. And that is the predicted lineup. It's really nice to see where our players are going to fit in. We can also give them instructions, and that is really nice to see. So, Lovren, I'm fine with him being like that. Let's put Lallana, though, probably... Can he play on the left? Is he better on the left? Yeah, probably better on the left. Put him as an inside forward attack, and we'll make Larouci an inverted winger. But that's really nice to see. You can fiddle around with the under-23 team to make sure your players go into the team the best way that they're going to fit. We've made 2 changes to the squad. That started against Manchester United. Let's be honest, both of them have been forced. Milner plays at left-back, the only real suitable left-back replacement for Andy Robertson. Yeah, he's really best with that mentality on. Unfortunately as well, Wijnaldum did pick up a bit of an injury in between matches, and I don't want to aggravate that anymore. So Henderson and Oxlade-Chamberlain start in the midfield. We've also put a few youngsters on the bench as well. Rhian Brewster started the season well in the under-23s, and Herbie Kane is a player who could come on later in the match, although, unfortunately, he's a little bit tired after his last match. I was going to put Chiravella on the bench, who did play for the last half in the Super Cup, but unfortunately, he is also injured, so it's got suffered a little bit of an injury crisis at the moment down there. It's a little bit of a shame. And unfortunately, Andy Robertson has also picked up a further 2-match ban for his tackle on Wan-Bissaka. We've appealed against it, obviously, because we really want Wan-Bissaka back. Wan-Bissaka? We really want Robertson back, but if we can't get him back, then we can't get him back. But surely things must get better against Tottenham here. They're playing a very... it's not weird. Narrow, that's the word. Very narrow formation here. Kyle Walker-Peters starting at right back, but apart from that, a pretty bog-standard squad. They've got Lo Celso starting at cam. That's going to be interesting to see. And 2 strikers, Son Heung-min and Harry Kane. Very lethal up front. But let's get out there, show the world what it takes. Of course, the pressure's really on us now. If we don't take anything off this game, then we could be starting to worry a little bit, even this early on. But I think we're going to focus play down the wings, because really they're going to focus it down the middle. And I think our best chance is down those wings. Well, let's see how we get on for the first few minutes of the match. And yeah, let's see how we do. Let's just see. Let's change you to a deep line playmaker on support. But apart from that, I think I'm happy to get started. We're going to change him to a deep line forward as well for me now, because he's not played his best the first few matches. We want to see how he gets on in that role. But the match has started against Spurs. It's going to be a bit of a bumper episode today. I did notice that the segment showing the Manchester United game was nearly 20 minutes, probably because we had so many goals in that game. But we have an early highlight here against Spurs. Good ball from Alexander-Arnold through to Marlane. Walker-Peters makes a mistake. Mane one-on-one with the keeper. And Lloris saves that shot. The fans show their appreciation for Liverpool. I think that the fans have got to get behind us. It was a poor performance against Manchester United. We went for it. We lost purely because of that red card. I think we would have probably got at least a draw out of that match if we hadn't have had the red card. I know it's a bit of a scapegoat, but I think we did play well even after that red card. But we got a free kick for Tottenham, and Son Heung-min, as it says there, an inch or two lower, and Tottenham would have been 1-0 ahead. But it wasn't, and we are still 0-0 here. We've had the good share of possession, nearly 60% of possession, but it looks to be fairly even between the two teams at the moment, which is good to see. But hopefully we can have a much better first half than we did against United. But let's see how we get on. We're nearly half an hour in here, and the deadlock has not been broken. To be fair, as much as I'd love a win, I'd take a draw, personally, against Tottenham here. I think that we need to just recover from that Manchester United match, and avoiding a defeat is going to be the biggest thing of everything. But Ndombele nearly makes it 1-0. A very good shot for him, but goes way wide, and I think way over the bar, to be honest. But Tottenham, it seems at the moment, are on the attack and doing well. Walker-Peters nearly makes it 1-0 as well. Just going to tell the players to get a little bit creative, because things don't seem to be going our way at the moment. So Tottenham pasture play once again. Third time lucky for Tottenham. Not this time. Harry Kane puts it back in. Henderson gets it out. Come on, Firmino. You need to get to that, really. Eriksen, good pressure by Milner. Has to pass it back to Eric Dyer. He's forced into that. And very good stuff to have to put it all the way back to Lloris. Come on, Firmino. Run after that. Not really the pressure we're looking for. Rose to Vertonghen. We're keeping them back, which is good to see. But it only needs a flying ball in the air, and Tottenham can be straight back in here. But very good to see our lads putting the pressure on we need. But just don't lose the ball now, Matip, for goodness sake. I mean, we're heading the ball on far too much. That's what I'm getting a bit disturbed by. But Chamberlain winning the ball back brilliantly. Great ball into Mane. Shoots. Oh, very nearly makes it 1-0. Very, very, very nearly breaks the deadlock. But we need to sort out all this heading the ball on. Just need to bring the ball down a bit. And at the end of the day, we won't lose the ball as much. But it looks like at half-time the deadlock is not going to be broken. Very much an even game so far. But I think that we have been... Well, a few of our lads aren't too happy about that. But... yeah, I think we probably have been the better team here, and I think it's no reason to get all flustered with that. But I think if we go with... that's the problem. We can't really change to say don't header it down. We can't have that specific an instruction. So we're just going to hope that the players don't do that so much in this half. We're going to encourage the lads, though. We don't want to make a slippy start like we did to the second half against Manchester United by conceding a goal very early on. But we didn't give a very good team talk there, which does worry me a little bit. But Walker-Peters only a minute into the second half. And that is a very strange cross from Walker-Peters. But we're let off again. And we need to get into this game a bit, really. We've encouraged the lads, Adrian, with a decent ball out. But it's straight to the Tottenham defender, as you would expect. Danny Rose. Eric Dyer to Rose. Vertonghen, good pressure being put on here. Lloris puts it back out to his left back. Danny Rose holding the ball up a little bit there. Eriksen in the middle. Again, Tottenham just seem to have a little bit more control at the moment. I'm not really comfortable with this. Too much space out on the right as well for Walker-Peters. Milner is struggling, I think, a little bit there at left back. Eriksen to Danny Rose. Unfortunately, though, Milner's the best chance we've got at the moment. The best option. Danny Rose, central to Eriksen. Too much room, but a great finish from Eriksen. And Tottenham make it 1-0. We're just not good enough. I don't think we've got the confidence at the moment. Something's lacking. And to be honest, I can't tell what it is. It just doesn't feel like we've got the flawlessness that we had in those first few matches. But you can't argue with that. A brilliant strike from Tottenham. And hopefully we just come straight back into it now from this kick-off. I hope that's exactly what we do. Adrian, though, out to Milner. Milner to Mane. No question Milner's much better in centre mid. But as I said, he's our best option now. Our passing's just been terrible. It's like watching England in the Rugby World Cup this morning. Goodness me. But a great pass from Matip to Salah. Salah, come on, put it in, put it in. Oh, not quite happening for us, but we're getting closer. We are getting closer. Let's just change a few bits. Let's see if we can work through this period. I think probably distributing it to the centre-backs wouldn't be the worst idea at the moment. A little bit of a short defensive line, wider defensive width. And let's see how we get on with those few niggly changes there. But is this corner going to be a highlight or are we going to go off it? Oh, no, we have got a highlight. This could be good. All very bad at the same time, I suppose. It works both ways with a highlight. But a good ball over to Lo Celso. Good stuff from Milner just to stop that becoming an embarrassing counter-attack. But that is the end of the highlight. So we've got to come back again. 2 defeats today would be really disappointing. But we need something just to kick-start our match. And that ain't happening at the moment. Tottenham very much on top. Matip, decent ball up, but it's not going to beat the defence. Danny Rose to Kane. I'm surprised Kane's not in the box already. Eriksen. Van Dijk cuts that out. Very good ball through to Mane. We've got to use this opportunity. Mane shoots. Mane again, and he makes it 1 each. Very near to the post. Very acute angle that Mane had to make up there. And he did very well, and it's now 1 each. Let's have a look how that one unfolded then. Very good ball from Van Dijk all the way up to Mane. The first chance, as you can see here, Lloris got a hand to, but a very acute angle and a great finish from Sadio Mane. We're going to go attacking now, I think. This is a good time to go attacking. May make a change as well. Mo Salah not been at his best today, so we are going to bring Shaqs on for him. And you know what? I'm going to do something ballsy. I'm going to bring Ryan Brewster on for Bobby Firmino. It's a risky one to put him on at this point, but let's see how he gets on. Eriksen into the box for Dyer. Van Dijk gets it out for now. Lo Celso with a shot. And it's 2-1 Tottenham. Oh, come on. Only 2 minutes after we brought it back to 1 each. And Giovanni Lo Celso scores his first goal for the Spurs and makes it 2-1. That is so annoying. Very good goal, but Adrian should have got to that. Disappointing. Can we get back into this now? There's not really much we can do. We've only got 1 substitution left. We've really made all the attacking subs we can. We've just got to hope that we get a lucky break and at least walk away from Spurs with a point. But a good ball across from Alexander-Arnold to Milner. Still plenty of time to go as well. Good ball from Henderson to the new substitution. Shaqiri walks inside. He walks inside? I suppose he does. He cuts inside. But nothing coming of that, unfortunately. But chances, we need them. And we need to score 1 or 2 at least. Vertonghen. Out to Eriksen. It's good pressure being put on by our players, but we're just not getting the rub of the green, it seems, at the moment. Vertonghen. Out to Kane, but Matip. Decent enough there, but straight back to Tottenham. If you're going to get the ball away like that, make sure you keep possession, or else it's a waste of time. I'm worried about this. Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters still into the box. We get away with it there, but on Ndombele, very nearly a third impressive goal for Tottenham. And this just isn't looking good for us now. If we lose 2 in 2, things start to become just that little bit more concerning. We're going to bring Lallana on for Henderson. Henderson is a little bit tired, and he has got that yellow card to his name as well. But yeah, this is a disappointing result if we can't pick up anything here at Tottenham. They tried to get the players to get creative, but Tottenham just seem to be dominating more and more and more. It should be the opposite what's going on, but we're going to have to be direct with the last 5 minutes. And this has been a disastrous episode, to be honest. I knew it would be tricky, but yeah, 2 defeats. We've looked pretty lethargic, to be honest. And this is definitely a worry. Anyway, Milner to Brewster. The new striker who's come on. This was a risk putting Brewster on. I accept that. But we've got a good chance here, it looks like. But Tottenham have got the ball back. Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters really walking through our defence here. Got no excuse of that 10-man excuse this time. But it's through to Son. Son one-on-one with the keeper. Adrian tips it over. Not the best attempt really there from Son Heung-min. But this is disappointing to see. Not the best start for us at all. So I mean, we need at least a point here, or else we are going to struggle. Adrian, quickly out to Mane. That's what we like to see. Mane over to Shaqiri. Can we make it 2 each? Shaqiri cuts inside. Is he going to be greedy? He is, and unfortunately, it leads to nothing. It's a real shame. But we've used all our subs now. We've really done all we can. Can't even give a shout to the players. We can't even give a shout to the players. There is nothing more we can do. Just hope for a late equaliser to bring us a point here at Spurs, or else this is going to go down. Certainly not in my happy books. It's not looking good. Tottenham with a last gasp free kick, and that's inches wide. Is that going to be the final whistle? He does. He blows the final whistle, and that, ladies and gents, is a disaster. A disaster for a team that needs to win the Premier League this year. At least needs to finish in the top 4. And we've only won one of our first 3 games in the league. It's not a pretty sight, is it? We've won our first 3, and then, well, away from home, a disaster. Luckily, we've got a bit of time to just try and bring it back to us. We've got Crystal Palace and Brighton again. Not the easiest of matches, but back at Anfield in the next few weeks to hopefully try and bring it back and get 2 more wins. But very disappointing there, and not good enough. But before the episode does finish, I'm going to show you who we are going to draw in the Champions League group stage. I wonder if this episode can get any worse. We've got the Champions League draw. The first teams have been drawn out, of course, with the holders of the Champions League. A massive competition for us. And we are in Group H, but some seriously big seeds in the second seed. We certainly don't want Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, but Porto and Tottenham come out already. All of those teams look pretty frightening. I'd probably have Ajax or Shakhtar. Luckily, the big 2 have come out now. Dortmund have as well, and we've got away with that. Shakhtar Donetsk are going to be the second seed. I think we've got away with that. The third seed's pretty competitive as well, but I think we've missed a massive bullet there. We've dodged a bullet not getting Real Madrid or Atletico. I mean, look at some of those groups. Unbelievable. Who are we going to get? It's going to be Leverkusen or Club Brugge. It's going to be Leverkusen. Okay, I can take that. I think we are okay. Inter and Leipzig are probably the 2 teams to miss out on here. Inter's already been drawn out. Group C, Leipzig. So it looks like we've got a fairly easy group. I'm happy with that. Who is it going to be? It's going to be either Moscow or Genk. And it is Genk. Actually, of course, Genk are the team in our group in real life. So we've got a little bit of similarity there to real life. But we've definitely got away with that. So some solace, I suppose, this episode from a positive Champions League draw. But my goodness, what a terrible episode. But hopefully we can improve in the next one. That will be, of course, for the first match of this Champions League, which we are going to play. It looks like... Who are we playing first? We are playing Genk first. That'll be when we'll come back for the next episode. Just that one match in this in that episode, I think. And then we will continue with some very exciting matches from then on. But only 11th in the league. Not a surprise, only winning 1 match out of 3. Wolves have had a very good start. And our next opponents, Crystal Palace, gave... Chelsea a bit of a fright with a 5-3 defeat. So we've got to be good against Crystal Palace and Brighton, but hopefully I'll come back to you against Genk 6 points better off rather than losing another 2 games and probably being nearly out the door, because that's a disastrous start for Liverpool. But I hope you guys have enjoyed a bumper episode with 2 games today. And as I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for daily FM20 beta. There's plenty of team guides out on the channel, as well, of course, as this series at 4 PM every single day in the next few weeks. Thank you very much for your company, folks, and I will see you guys later on. Goodbye for now.